don't start, you don't finish. Leave it until the last minute and a half to come out. Unusual.
Welcome everyone to Community TV's live coverage of the 2024 Coates Talent League season. We've got a massive doubleheader this morning at RSEA Park with the 2023 Grand Final replay in the boys competition as the Sandringham Dragons go up against the Eastern Rangers to kick us off this morning. And it could very well be an early contender for Match of the Year as both teams sit first and second on the ladder respectively. And many AFL recruiters will be watching on as there is a plethora of top AFL draft prospects playing, such as the Eastern Rangers midfielders Christian Moraes and Josh Smiley. Well, we'll also get to see some of the Sandringham Dragon stars lace up in Levi Ashcroft alongside Taj Houghton, who's coming off a breakout 4-goal performance last week. My name is Austin Kruger. Welcome everyone to Community TV's coverage of the 2024 Coates Talent League season. Thanks to News Corp Australia and the AFL for this partnership, as we'll be covering Match of the Round each week. And of course, all other games can be streamed on the Coates Talent League app, as we're moments away now from the first bounce. It'll be Sandringham in the blue, Eastern Rangers in the white. As I said, this is the grand final replay from last year. Eastern Rangers went down in that game after a 10-5 last half effort, goals-wise for the Dragons. They'll be looking for a little bit of payback here at RSEA Park. As the umpires getting into position. Doing the ruck work will be Smith for the Eastern Rangers. It'll be Finlay doing the ruck work for Sandringham, who will be going to the right of your dial. As here we go, the first bounce. Round 3 of the Coates Talent League between the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers. First, second on the ladder. Couldn't ask for a better matchup here this morning. Smith winning the tap down to Smiley straight away. They're going to go inside forward 50. Little handball over the top there. Worked out nicely to Ryan. Moving this beautifully through hand. And just taking a bit high there. So it'll be a free kick going the way of the Rangers. Fantastic start out of the middle there from Smiley. It's going to be Jack Ryan lining up for goal here. He's pretty much straight in front. He had 3 goals last week, did Jack Ryan, to go along with 21 disposals. So he's in good form in front of the big sticks as he comes in from about 35 metres out, straight in front and misses to the right. So the first score of the day is a minor one, going the way of the Rangers. There's an opportunity to get a goal within about a minute there. So as the Dragons will have their first look at the footy here. Coming out of full back. It's a beautiful kick. Well done from Mackenzie to make up the ground there to mark that one. As he looks to go inside. Kick was absolutely perfect there. And they're going to go through the middle here are the Dragons. It's a bouncing ball and it's been picked off nicely. Hands here to Mooney. Goes over the top. They're linking up beautifully with hand at the moment. Nice little sidestep from Chambers to the paint of 50. Dragons somehow just wrestle that ball out of there. It's pinging around at the moment. As the Rangers will go back inside forward 50, and another mark has been taken. This time it'll be Christian Moraes, who I mentioned moments ago. Obviously one of the top draft prospects for next year. 25 touches and 4 goals last week from Moraes. So he's going to line up for the first of the morning here. They missed the first shot. That one looks good, and it is. The Rangers draw first blood here at RSEA Park. It was a beautiful shot there from Moraes. He's one of the 2 National Academy players in the Eastern Rangers program. As I said, 25 touches and 4 goals last week. He starts off proceedings today with a lovely shot there. And the Rangers have really not allowed Sandringham to get their hand on the ball thus far. And we'll take it back to the middle. As we can see, Moraes is going to be just moved into the centre circle here, up against Levi Ashcroft. Findlay doing the ruck for the Dragons. And he wins the tap down here. First out at other Rangers. Foot race here, fantastic pick up off the grass. It was slick work there. Sandringham will look to go inside for the first time. Here's Taj Houghton after a breakout performance. Just a little smother there. Here's Levi Ashcroft. Once again, the pressure from the Rangers is beautiful as they're just affecting a few of those handballs, and that's a kick out there to Mooney. Just lost his footing, picked up from Oliver. The kick into the pocket, just a little bit too much on it for his teammate there in Rosines. It's actually gone out of bounds on the full. He's been told to play on here as Galsteins. And he's kicked it to a 2-on-1. Might have been a bit of high contact, but we'll have a boundary throw in right on the paint of 50. Of course, the Rangers beat the Northern Knights last week by 56 points. They had a 7 goals to 1 in the first quarter that really just set up that victory. So Sandringham's going to have to watch out for that today, as the Rangers have been having some hot starts throughout the first quarter. They averaged the most goals in the first quarter, do the Rangers, at 5.5. Or it looks like his knee might have just gone into his head there. It's going to be a push. Good call from the up. Moves it off to Smilly. Here's Anderson. He's got a couple options here on the broadcast wing. Kicks it to a 1-on-1 contest. He's done very well. Has Baldwin, but it's been turned over here. It was a nice handball. Stayed in the air for a long while. Good intercept mark from Trembath. Moves it off quickly. Nice ball back inside. Mooney taking the mark. He's got an option here on the far wing in right, who had 2 to beat. Brought it to ground. Oliver got the hands away. And here come the Dragons. That handball was a little dangerous, but it's going to work out once again. Now they've got the 2-on-1. Just a little bit of a fumble there from Buck. They would have been on there too, would the Dragons? There's a group tackle laid right on the edge of the 50-metre line here for Sandringham. Both teams 2-0 to start the season. Ashcroft through hands, to no real advantage of any teammate. We'll have another boundary throw in. So they've been pretty dominant, these two teams, throughout the first 2 games. Sandringham's won their first 2 by an average of 51 points, while the Rangers have won their first 2 by an average of 42. So it's been a hot start for both sides. But at the end of this game, one team will have their first loss of the season. It's thrown back in here in Sandringham's forward 50. First at it. The Rangers, he's just been taken a bit high there. So it's going to be a free kick inside forward 50. It's going to be Luke Kennedy, the Deputy Vice Captain. Luke Kennedy in his first 2 games this year. Each game he's had 1 goal and 19 disposals. So he's going at a nice rate, is Kennedy. It's going to be about a 45-metre kick, 45-degree angle as Kennedy comes in. Looks okay off the boot. It's swinging back enough. That's a wonderful shot. And Sandringham, they're on the board now. After the Rangers seemingly had the rub on them for the first 5 minutes, they get one back nicely here, coming off the boot of Kennedy. That was just a beautiful kick. So 1 goal apiece through the first 7 minutes, 4 by 25-minute quarters for the Coates Talent League. It's going to be Finlay in the ruck once again. He's a strong body. Wins the tap down. Anderson couldn't quite get his hands on it. Handball over the top. I believe that was just thrown off there. That was excellent work. And here come the Dragons once again. They've got the momentum now. Murphy Reid sends him inside forward 50. Out the back. That was a nice hanger. Just couldn't quite hang on to it. Trying to tap this one down to himself. And a little snap from the pocket goes astray from Baylor McKenzie. Would have been a wonderful finish if that was able to go through. Nice crowd here this morning at RSEA Park. Of course, we've got the girls having their first game of the season later this afternoon at 1 p.m. Should be picked off here, and it is. Mitch Kirkwood-Scott had 14 touches last week and 6 rebound 50s. Tried to do the fend-off, did Reid. Somehow got a boot on it. Kirkwood-Scott will hunt it down. Applying some pressure, though, was right. And he just kicks that one back into the play. Fantastic tackle there, although he's done well to get the handball out. Players asking the question. The umpire looks like he's going to pay this, and he is. So it's going to be Sandringham. They've had a few repeat entries now, have the Dragons. Went through Ashcroft's hand, met in a tackle. And they've been able to lock this ball in here for the last 3 or 4 minutes, have the Dragons. Of course, the Dragons back-to-back grand finalists here in the Coates Talent League. The Rangers went down to them last year in the grand final. They want a bit of payback here. As Anderson just sends that one long down the line. Fantastic body there from Dexter Prime. Just able to push off his opponent nicely and take the mark. Or did that bounce first? The umpire says it's a mark. It was a bit of a daisy cutter, but it was well taken in the end. Umpire says play on. He's going to be forced to just go down the line here. There's an array of Rangers players, and they were able to take that one pretty easily in the end. It was Trembath taking the mark. Just clicked over to the 10-minute mark here in this first term. Brought to ground on the outer wing at RSEA Park. Well done to evade a few tackles there. Anderson in a bit of trouble. Turned it over. The Dragons now have got the numbers. He's lost his feet. Been able to stand back up immediately. That was excellent work in the end from Ludewyk. Archie Ludewyk made his debut last week for Sandringham against the Oakley Chargers. He kicked 3 goals, 10 disposals and 6 marks. So that's not a bad debut. You take that any day of the week. And Ludewyk, after losing his footing, was able to get back up immediately, take the mark, and the kick comes in. He continues his good form. He had 3 last week. He's already got 1 today. And he's really starting to make an impression here in the Coates Talent League as Archie Ludewyk. Sandringham 2 straight from their set shots. Of course, they did have that one behind from that snap from the corner from McKenzie, but their set shots have been on song to start this game. Shows the importance of being able to keep your feet, as both players did fall down, but the defender just allowing the mark to be taken inside forward 50. And the Dragons have responded well after the Rangers got the first of the morning. So we'll take it back to the middle. Smith back in the ruck now. Finlay tried to get the clearance. It was just a little touch, not allowing that handball to get through. Interesting disposal, but it works out. It's going to be a free kick going to Galsteins of the Rangers. He kicks that one into the forward line. Had 2 to beat. It was always going to be tough, and the Dragons will repel this one out of their defensive 50. It's a bouncing ball. Just got the kick away. Is that the required journey? It is. Here's Levi Ashcroft, potential #1 draft picker next year. Be plenty of recruiters watching on. The father-son prospect for the Brisbane Lions. Coming in and crashing the pack there was Trembath. That was well done in the end. But Salzburger tried to get past one, gets past the next one as well, but good pressure from the Rangers. There's Doveston here. Excellent player. I saw him in the Herald Sun Shield last year for Rowville Secondary. He was awe-inspiring as he moves that one off quickly here to Porter, who's making his debut today, is Mason Porter. Kicks it to a 2-on-1. The intercept's been taken by Bannett. Moves it on quickly to Houghton. A lot of players asking for the footy. He's going to wait for the right option. Is Houghton. That might not be it, though. Reid did well to bring it to ground. Gets his own footy. He's an excellent player. That was even better from Cantwell. Just ran into a little bit of trouble. Just got a boot away, did Moraes. Doveston. That's a beautiful kick and an even better spoil. Well done there from Adrian Cole, the vice-captain of this Dragons side. Off to Rosines. Now it's a foot race in towards the middle of the ground. First at it was Riley White. And a free kick's being paid for a trip. Going the way of Oscar Cafiso. He'll look to go in towards the middle of the ground. Off to the debutant in Mason Porter. Kick might work out. Defended well. The handball there off to Kirkwood Scott. He's under a bit of pressure and was happy to see that one over the line. So Sandringham, they're coming off a big win against the Oakley Chargers. They won that one by 52 points last week. They kept Oakley to 1 goal for nearly 3/4 of that game. Tap one down. Little push away. Turn back over and the kick inside. Just a little bit too much on it, but roved well in the end. Little push there. Ball just slips out. Hacked away. And it'll be coming straight back in here. Mitchell Gamble. He's got a near open goal square. And he might just launch that one all the way. He sends it into the pocket. He had the journey, just not the accuracy. He might have been in 2 minds there, whether to kick it off or go for the shot. And in the end, it'll be out of bounds on the full. $15 minutes now elapsed here in the first term. Been a good start to this contest. 2 of the best teams in the Coates Talent League. Arguably should have been paid a mark there, Doveston. Goes over the top here, well read in the end from Hyder. Just couldn't quite run under the ball, and the clearing kick comes from Prime. Crashing the contest. The ball just still spilling onto ground here. Finally got their hands on it, did the Dragons. That's a dangerous handball back inside. Good smother on the ball. Slips out here. The shot towards goal is a good one. Christian Moraes gets his second. It was a bit of a chaotic entry inside forward 50, but it works out. Moraes has got 2 and showing the recruiters why he's a top draft prospect for next year. There's a lovely finish in front of goal. And some good pressure from the forwards of the Eastern Rangers. And Moraes just turned around onto the right foot and straight through the middle. Now We've got an even ball game here at RSEA Park. 13 apiece. Murray's got the first two for the Rangers. Kennedy and Luderwyk, the goal scorers for the Dragons. The umpires just having a word here. It'll be thrown up into the ruck is Buck for the Dragons. Didn't quite have the footy. If there's one person you don't want to be given a free kick away to, it's Josh Smiley. Although he's turned that one over. Looked like Houghton, and it is Houghton who took the intercept mark. You can just put this man anywhere and he will deliver good results for you. Affecting the contest there was Mooney. Back inside, lovely kick to find Salzberger. He's going to play on. Had the front positioning, did Trembath. He's been excellent in defence so far for the Rangers. Moves it on quickly, and it's a nice ball to the outer wing here at RSEA Park, finding Mooney once again. Gives it to Smiley, I believe. It was streaming past. One-on-one contest at the paint of 50, brought to ground. The Dragons should be able to work this out through hand, and they do so. Salzberger, who's getting involved early in this game, thought about playing on, did Buck. Kick not the greatest. Now it's a one-on-one contest. Great chase down, tackle there. You can hear the crowd getting into this one. It was Travers laying the tackle there on Magone. It'll be thrown up, or thrown in right in front of us here. In front of the Sandringham interchange. As the two rucks battle. Oh, here's Smiley. He just busted through the pack there. Couldn't find a target through hand, though. Over the top here to Houghton. Just brought to ground. Handball over the top. It's a dangerous one, but it's been worked out. Some pressure applied. The kick coming there from Spencer. Now it's a one-on-one. Houghton involved again. Happy to see it over. Great start to this game. Wouldn't expect anything different with these two teams. As I've said, Sandringham sitting first on the ladder through 2 games. The Rangers sitting second. Winning the tap down was Smith. Here's Levi Ashcroft through hand. And the kick to Findlay. Finds him well. Does the big man. Just caught in a few minds here, and that's a terrible option. Kicks it right to Smiley. You can see Ashcroft wasn't too happy with that, and they might turn this one over as well. They do so. So a couple of clangers at the latter stages of this first term. As Kennedy moves that one off. Here is Sears. He's going to take a running bounce. He's got options inside. In towards the goal square he goes, or could be a costly drop mark there from Trembath, who hasn't done too much wrong today. Luckily for him, just goes over for a boundary throw-in. Inside the forward pocket now for the Dragons. To be hoisted back in. Smith doing the ruck work. Well done from Galsteins. He cleared it out of trouble. I believe that was Ashcroft with the little smother under goals. Beautiful effort there. The defensive pressure, got the turnover and just sent that one straight through. Did Levi Ashcroft. That's why there's many people watching on this game very excited to see some of the future top draft picks within the AFL, and Levi Ashcroft there showing why he's at the top end of town. It just makes the coaches happy, those type of goals. Applying some pressure, getting the smother, the turnover straight back in, resulting in a relatively easy shot on goal. And the Dragons go up by 6 with just over 4 minutes to play now in this first term. Bounced up. Findlay taps it down right to Smiley. Beautiful kick inside. Taking the mark is Hyder. Might be a little bit too far out for him, so he's going to go in towards Anderson, but it's been picked off. Moves it across the face. And the Dragons That's a lovely ball and a nice mark taken from Dolan. Under a lot of pressure there. Goes back inside Anderson. With a fantastic intercept mark. He needs to go long in towards the forward pocket here. He's got a player. He's going to have a big running leap at it. Fantastic pack grab. It was excellent footy there from the Rangers, taking the mark in the pocket. And they can have a shot on goal now. It'll be Remy McLean to take the shot to even things up before quarter time. He had 2 goals, 3 last week, did McLean. So he was a little bit inaccurate. So this shot will be important for his confidence going forward as he comes in to even the ledger here at RSEA Park. The kick comes in and he's just squeezed that one through. Beautiful purchase, 19 apiece. It's all started there with Cody Anderson, who at full stretch took a wonderful intercept mark, found the option in McLean, who took a good pack grab and opens his account. So nothing separating these two teams as it stands at the moment, 23 minutes into the first term. Can either team try pinch one before that siren? They've got about 2 minutes and this clearance is going to be ever so important. Ashcroft with an interesting looking disposal. Ooh, over the top there. Now a little bit of work to do. Under a lot of pressure. Trying to hunt it down now is Linda. Does well in the end. And the Dragons just turning that one over once again. This is White, who was able to take the interception. Might just be happy to see this quarter out, the Rangers. It's not too much of a breeze here at RSEA Park. It's a lovely kick in towards the middle of the ground to find Doveston. He's got a big kick, does Doveston. Take a run. Oh, he's taken that from behind beautifully. Was Muir. He's going to give it back to Doveston. In towards the pocket to Smiley. Gets the pick up, able to keep his feet. He'll turn around and snap that one, but he's just hit the belly of the ball. But it's going to land in a pretty good spot. Although a very important taken on the last line of defence here for the Dragons. And he's just dropped that mark there. Could turn out to be quite costly. Back through hand. He's given it right to the opponent. And a free kick's being paid to the Rangers. That's not going to make the coach too happy. Sandringham was certainly out there. Just a bit undisciplined. Resulting in a shot on goal here for Jackson Mooney. One of the hardest trainers in the program is Mooney. Had 12 touches, 3 inside 50s against the Northern Knights last week. Only played the 2 games in 2023. And there is the quarter time siren for the Rangers, who can go in with a bit of momentum. If Mooney's able to slot this one, it's a tough shot. And he's missed to the right. So he's missed the whole thing, actually. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 19 apiece here at RSEA Park. We'll have a short break on Community TV before we come back for the second quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to Community TV's coverage of the 2024 Coates Talent League season. It's a grand final replay of last year this morning at RSEA Park between the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers. And not much is separating these two teams as it stands. At the end of the first term, it's 3 goals, 1-19 apiece. The goal scorers from the first quarter. All singles for the Dragons to Kennedy, Ludowick and Ashcroft. For the Rangers, 2 goals to Christian Moraes and 1 to McLean. It's the second quarter, not too far away now. Austin Kruger's my name. Pleasure to be joined alongside all of our viewers this morning on Community TV. For a big double header, of course, the girls will be opening up their season later this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Right now, it's the boys, round 3. Both teams sitting at the top end of town on the ladder. The Dragons are first, the Rangers second. Plenty on the line today as we're underway here for the second term on Community TV. It'll be Finlay doing the ruck work for the Dragons in the blue. They'll be going to the left of your dial. And I believe that'll be Smith. Just got a kick on it. Not too much purchase in the first inside forward 50 going the way of the Dragons. Can they run onto this one? Couldn't quite get the handball away. The umpire says play on. Just spills onto the deck there. Somehow taken away. Smiley did well to get his hands on it. Beautiful handball there off to Reid, who can snap this one through for the first of the second quarter. What a shot there from Reid. Only took him 35 seconds, did the Dragons, to get the first of the term, and a silky finish from Murphy Reid in front of the sticks. And some good forward pressure as well, allowing that shot. So Murphy Reid had 1 goal and 23 touches last week. He's been good so far this morning. He's a member of the Vic Metro under-18 squad, averaging 26 disposals throughout his first 2 games. He's a goal scorer as well, as we just saw. And the perfect start coming out of the first quarter break there for the Dragons. As we'll take it back into the middle. Finlay tried to tap that one back into play, but he's given it right to Smiley. He'll move it. The Rangers inside forward 50. Handball over the top was a good one to was from Hoffman, and he receives the footy back. It's a dangerous ball back inside over the top now. First at it are the Rangers. He can launch this one into the pockets. The target was McLean. The kick just wasn't quite to the advantage. We'll have a throw in. Can they produce something from this stoppage here? We've got a fantastic midfield unit to both sides. Finlay had the front positioning. A few times he's just tapped that one to the advantage of his opposition. Anderson was disposed of. That'll be holding the ball. Just tried to break through and couldn't quite. It was Kirkwood Scott laying the tackle there. Off to a great option in Finlay. It was a beautiful kick to find the big fella. Kick back in boards though, not his greatest effort. The debutant in Porter just smothered nicely there, but it was picked up off the deck in towards the goal square and hits the post. That would have been quite the shot. Was able to go through. Unfortunately for the Rangers, just hitting the post there. High quality game. No surprises there. Doveston worked him out nicely. Just a little push in. If he can get this ball, a clean pick up towards the boundary. It might be out of bounds on the full, it is. Trembath to take the kick in. He's been magnificent through the first quarter. Here on the outer wing at RSEA Park. Porter got hands to it, couldn't hold on to it. Anderson did well. Just trying to work this one out. Anderson gets the footy back. Sidesteps one inside the forward 50. A little bit too much on the kick now. 2-on-1 contest. Can the Rangers work it out? They can't. Taking a bounce immediately. Move it here. And just had the height advantage, did McGone. Was able to take the nice mark. It was a dangerous handball. He's under a lot of pressure. Ashcroft It was a smart play to handball that one off the deck. Maybe taking a bit high there was Salzburger and holding on a bit too long. So pick your poison there as Nathaniel Salzburger, coming from the North Hobart Demons. He's an excellent player. Moves it off here to Hoffman, who was instrumental last week coming out of the back line in their win against Oakley. And finds Sears. He's got options inside, a little bit too much on it. The ball hits the deck, handball across, on the left foot, snapping towards goal and misses to the left side. Moraes with a bit of work to do, does well. A little push just as he kicked it, applying just enough pressure. They'll work this one out through hand. No, they won't. Anderson laid the tackle, got the footy, received it back. Just a little fumble there, and he's given it up to Ashcroft, who moves it over through hand. A little touch on it, but it's going to work out here. Here's Harrison Oliver. Nearly ran into a bit of trouble. Gives it back to Buck inside. Beautiful vision. Great football from the Dragons. They're really starting to heat up in this game. I believe it was Armstrong who's taken the mark. Apologies, it was Ben Sears. So Sears, just the one behind last week, to go along with 10 disposals. So he'll be looking to send this one through. 45-degree angle. Will be about a 40-metre kick to stretch this lead out to 2 goals. Does he have the journey? He does. And the Dragons get the first 2 of the second quarter. Ben Sears with a lovely set shot. They've been excellent in front of goals, have the Dragons. Ben Sears slotting that one. Only had the 2 games in 2023. And he started the season well as the Dragons go up by 12 points here on Community TV in the grand final replay of last year. He's got a big leap, does the ruckman in Ryan Muir of the Rangers. Trying to break through, getting tackled from Anderson. And we'll just have a repeat. Stoppage not too far from where we started. Finlay winning the tap down. I'll get the clearance once again. Here's Collins. Kick wasn't his greatest. Trembar taking the interception once again, although it'll be coming back in. Some nervous moments. Here's Mooney taken very high there. The umpire's missed it and it spills out here. It's coming back enough. Josh Dolan made the moment his own. Used the wind to perfection. And slots another one here for the Dragons, who have got the first 3 goals now of this second term. A little bit unlucky for the Rangers as it was taken quite high. The umpire just wasn't in the position to see it. And Dolan was able to send that one through for another major here, as within a blink of an eye, this lead has blown out to 18 points in the early stages of this second term. So we'll just bring that one back into the middle. Just seen Harrison Oliver come back from the rooms onto the interchange for the Dragons. Players asking for ball as Salzburger was tackled here. The Rangers trying to get something going. Wasn't a disposal. It's going to be advantage play on Houghton inside. Bit of a grubber across the grass. Handball over the top. Rangers defenders under a lot of early pressure here in the second term. The kick not really going to work out here. Lovely fend off from Kirkwood Scott. The handball over the top was dangerous. Houghton gets past a couple. Just did enough. Doveston with a big fend off. Might have been a little high, but the umpire says play on. I've turned it over. Xavier Bammett, who's making his debut today here for the Dragons. Ashcroft is going to get the free kick here. Just a bit of a push there. It's going to be a free kick any day of the week here, as Levi Ashcroft will line up for goal. He's already had one in the first quarter as he got a smother in his own footy back and sent one through from about 10 metres out straight in front. This one's going to be a bit more difficult. Tight angle. We've got a good view on this one here as Ashcroft comes in looking for his second and for 4 goals on the trot in the second term here. Is it going to come back? It's swinging back, but not enough in the end. It didn't quite have the journey. It looks like it's been soccered through there. It has. So couldn't kill the ball in the last line of defence. Just trying to see who that was who socketed it through. I believe it was Josh Dolan again. So he's got 2 now, does Dolan. It was Ashcroft who had the shot into the goal square. Rangers defenders just couldn't quite kill it. So we'll take it back into the middle now. Porter on debut through hand. He's been very good through the opening stages, as has this man Mooney. Gives it off to Moraes. The usual suspects all linking up here. Gamble. Nice handball. Great pressure applied at the last second. Desperation stuff there. Handball over the top. Might just work out here for the Rangers. Big chase down tackle. Just got a handball away, said the umpire. The shot towards goal goes through, and they finally get one here in the second term. They had to work hard for it. It was Moraes again. He's got 3 goals now. The play started in the centre circle with Moraes getting the hands over to Porter to get the clearance into the forward 50, and he finishes off the work with a lovely snapping shot running into the pocket to get his 3rd. And after Sandringham got the first 4 goals of this quarter, the Rangers finally get one back here. Can they build a bit of momentum now as we're about halfway through this second quarter? Umpires found a free kick for holding, or they wanted to take the advantage. But he brought back to Gamble, coming out of the Roeville Hawks. Missed last season through injuries. Good to see him back. Inside forward 50, just tapped out the front, pinging around at the moment on the bottom of the pile. Umpire's taken his time and didn't give enough effort, did Kafiso. It was a good call in the end from the umpire. He wanted the stoppage inside forward 50, but the Dragons will take this one out of defence. He's got Finlay open. He's going to go down the line. Well evaded from Chambers, kept his composure, but he's turned it over there to Dolan, who's had a good second term here. He's going to go across the face now. This game's really starting to pick up as Travers taking the mark. Beautiful ball work from the Dragons. They're going to play on. They've got a pretty open forward line. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Just slipped through the hands there. Back into Taj Houghton, who had 4 goals this week. He's got touched off the boot. Oh. I thought that was going to be a certain goal there. But the Rangers just applying enough defensive pressure on Taj Houghton. And Doveston to take the kick back in to the pocket to find Trembath. He might just give it back to Doveston here. He does so. And that kick isn't the greatest. Going back with the flight, taking an excellent mark there is Travers. Coming out of Old Brighton. Had the 1 goal and 19 touches last week. Did Travers. Averaging 19 for the year as he sends them back inside. Trembath with a big fly, couldn't hold on to it. And now the Dragons from the pocket, the shot towards goal going across the face for a minor score. The Dragons have certainly showed why they are the team to beat this year. As the kick to Smiley, making him do a bit of work. He should be able to run onto this one nicely. He was unaware of the pressure, just got the handball away, but he's turned it over there to Hoffman. Now they've got options aplenty inside forward 50. Taking the mark here is Nathaniel Salzberger. Salzberger, the Tasmanian, is boarding at Caulfield Grammar. He's an exciting prospect. Only the 13 disposals last week. He's been excellent throughout here. The kick, it's going to be about a 45-metre bomb right towards the goal line. Can they kill it this time? They can't. Again, they're claiming touch, but it's a goal. That's 2 in a row now that they just weren't able to kill on the line. And that's an absolute coach killer, just allowing that one to happen again. You'd think you'd be able to try and learn from the last mistakes, as that has now happened twice in this second term. Set shot, unable to be killed over the line, resulting in a very easy shot right in front of the sticks, as the Dragons get the instant reply after the Rangers got one a few minutes back. And that was Harry Armstrong. Who was rewarded with that goal right in front. Harry Armstrong played in round 1 against the Cannons. He had 2 goals in that game. He's part of the Vic Metro under-18 squad as we're back in the middle now. Just fisted forward. Off to Reid. He's been a bit quiet in the second term. Tapped forward beautifully there to Houghton. Doesn't have much to go to. Worked out nicely here from the Rangers, and that kick's going to be out of bounds on the full. The pressure from the Dragons. Be Fanning. Samuel Fanning to take the kick in, who's making his debut today for the Dragons. One of 2 debutants. Oh, wonderful mark. The umpire said touch play on. Good call in the end. It was Bailey McKenzie, was unable to hold on to it, but he's going to get the ball back. Well, it just gives a little bit of a knee there to his opponent. So Bailey McKenzie goes inside, turns it over to Lincoln Wright. Coming out of Norwood is Wright. And the Rangers have got a bit of work to do. Kicks it to a 3-on-1. Not a great option there. Just been able to take that one nicely was Linda. They're going to go inside. Dangerous ball now. Here is Jack Ryan, who can just launch this one here. It's going to be a bouncing ball in towards goal. Misses to the right. An opportunity there for the Rangers to get one. Had a couple options over the top as well. Now the Dragons, quite easily, was Reid able to take that mark. Moves it off to Houghton, who's really starting to heat up in this game. Hoffman had to run onto it. Been using this pocket a lot. He's got a player able to take an uncontested mark inside forward 50 in Archie Ludewijk. Ludewijk had a set shot in the first quarter from a not too dissimilar spot that he was able to make look very easy. He had 3 goals on debut last week. He's already got 1 here this morning. And this to really stretch that lead out before halftime. Ludewijk is going to go to the top of the square. We're going to have to... Free kick's been paid, going the way of the Rangers. He's going to go across the face. It's just going to have to go straight back to where it came from. Once again, they've kicked it to a 2-on-1. Been doing that too often throughout this game. Have the Rangers kick back inside. Good hands there from Reid. He's been strong aerially, although the kick was a grubber. Armstrong just let the ball there. But it's going to work out here. The flying shot from Rosine's. Misses to the right. He did have Ashcroft streaming past on his left. As we've got 6 minutes to play till half-time now. Trembath to take the kick back in to Anderson. Had a bit of work to do as he slid to the ground, taking that one. Turned this one over to Ashcroft. That's got to be play on. And Ashcroft just wheels and goes onto the right foot. Does it have the journey? Doesn't. Still hasn't been killed on the last line here. Just keeping it in, barely was right. Oh, big crash there. Finlay with a big hit. Although he gets up immediately. The kick back inside to Prime. Oh, he's just had his legs taken. Although there was a free kick before that, and it's going to be going to Galsteins. Back in board to find Gamble. And that's kick. It was an interesting one. Might just work out here. Kept his feet brilliantly. Back inside. Been able to transition it nicely. It's going to be a push in the back going the way of the Dragons. Advantage play on. Through the middle they go. Towards Houghton. Who's had a awe-inspiring second quarter has Houghton. Just tried to use the bodywork there. Foot race towards goal. It hits the outer post, so not a bad result here for the Dragons as they'll get another stoppage inside their own forward 50. Just over 4 minutes to play until the big break. 5 goal to 1 second quarter in favour of the Dragons. Dragons do average 5 goals in the second quarter, which is equal highest average through their first 2 games. Big tackle laid just inside the centre square here. Of course, at 1 p.m, we'll see the girls go at it to open up their season. Anderson couldn't quite get the clean look at it. Just a couple of repeat stoppages now. The Dragons are really pressing in this second term. Finlay winning the tap. Once again, Finlay's winning the taps down, just not really to any advantage. Sliding mark, unable to hold on to it though, but he's done well. Has Cantwell too much on the kick. Turned it over again. Travers with the interception. It's not the best option. I don't think that was where he intended the kick to go. And Smith was able to pick that one off pretty easily in the end. Just falls here for Moraes. Trying to hunt it down his hider. He's done well. Back inside. There's plenty of Dragons players around it. Free kick. Just didn't need to give that away to the Dragons. They had all the numbers in the world. And it's going to be Lincoln Wright, who's just trying to decide whether he should try launch this one for goal or not. He had 0 goals too last week, did Lincoln Wright. He's going to pass it off. Beautiful option to find Smiley directly in front of goals. And boy, do they need this goal. Josh Smiley, 24 touches, 2 goals. Versus Oakley, which earned him the round 1 player of the week for the Rookie Central. He's a National Academy listed player. He's touted to be in the top 4 to 5 picks next year in the AFL drafts. Straight in front for a well-needed goal here. He's not going to have the journey or the accuracy. I believe it was just touched over. So it'll be a boundary throw-in. With a minute and a half to play here till half-time. The Rangers would love to sneak one more in before the big break and just go in with a bit more confidence and momentum. Beautiful ruck work, straight down to Smiley. Kicks it into the goal square. Well worked out from the Dragons. He's played on immediately. I believe he thought it was touch, so It was Adrian Kyle who seemingly took the mark and played on and went out of bounds. Clearing kick from Ashcroft. Here to the broadcast wing. Juggling affair, couldn't hold on to it. Here's Houghton once again. He's a lovely user of the ball on display once again. There's still 40 seconds to play here. Sam Buck taking the mark. He's going to look to go back in boards. A lot of players having an attempt at it as it falls to the deck. Spills out the back here. Doveston. It was a good pick-up. Got a kick away to Moraes. It was just worked off it nicely there from Oliver. Well, Moraes not giving up. Anderson in and around it. Ball hits the deck. Clearing kick towards the boundary line. It's Finlay. Well, taken maybe a bit high. He shrugged him off nicely. The Dragons. Strong hands once again. Levi Ashcroft is having quite the game here this morning. Oh, and there's the halftime siren. An opportunity potentially gone astray there for the Dragons, but they'll take a big lead coming into the big break as they are 8-5-53 to the Eastern Rangers 4-3-27. We'll have a short break on Community TV before we come back for the second half here for the 2024 Coates Talent League season. A big warm welcome back to all of our viewers tuning in on Community TV to the 2024 Coates Talent League season. It's round 3 in the boys' competition and it's half time of the grand final replay from 2023. And as it stands, the Sandringham Dragons hold a 26-point lead thanks to a 5-goal-to-1 second quarter. Having a look at the goal scorers for Sandringham: singles to Kennedy, Ludowick, Ashcroft, Reid, Sears and Dolan, and then 2 goals to Armstrong. While for the Rangers, McLean's got a single and Christian Moraes, one of the draft prospects for next year, has got 3 goals to his name. Some undisciplined defensive acts really cost the Rangers in that second term. They had two set shots onto goal that didn't quite make the journey. And the Rangers defenders were unable to kill that ball over the line, and Harry Armstrong twice was able to just slot through an easy goal in the goal square. So just a few little things to fix up coming into this second half. To the left of our dial is seemingly been the scoring end. And the Rangers will be going that way here. As the second half is now underway, Austin Kruger's my name. Pleasure to be joined alongside you here for the Coates Talent League season. Rangers down by 26. Bit of work to do here in the second half as we're back in the middle. Ashcroft. Nice handball over the top. Houghton to Linda. Anderson applying a big bump and getting the football back. The kick goes over the top. Mooney couldn't quite hold on to it. Would have been a ripper mark if he was able to. Did that just come off the boot? The Rangers forwards were asking for it, but it will just be a boundary throw-in. Of course, after this game, the girls will be going at it for their first game of the season. Nice crowd in today at RSEA Park. The umpire hoists that one back in. It's going to be Finlay doing the ruck work, just pushes his opponent out of it. Anderson now. This could be an immense goal here to get him going here in the second half. Cody Anderson with an excellent shot there. He didn't have much room to work with, and he made it look quite easy in the end. He's an excellent player, as Anderson. He's coming off a big game against the Northern Knights. 22 touches, 6 inside forward 50s. And that is the perfect start here for the Rangers. Just to build on, we saw in the second quarter, Sandringham was able to get a goal going to the left of our screen within about a minute. The Rangers have done the same here in the third, bringing that deficit down to 20 points. Winning the tap down, not to advantage, and Houghton through hands to Ashcroft. Inside forward 50 into the pocket. He had 2 to beat. Fisted away. Wasn't quite killed over the line. Eventually it is. Oh, it's going to be called for a push here. Unnecessary. Once again. So it'll be Bailey McKenzie right on the pocket here. He's just going to centre that ball into the goal square. Clean kick from Trembath, hoping 2-on-1 contest. Ashcroft over the top to Travers. Oh, is the umpire going to pay it? He is. It was a leaping effort towards the grass. He's done very well in the end. It was quite close to being a bump ball. And Bailey McKenzie, who's about 10 metres closer in to the last time he had the ball in this pocket. He's had the one behind so far in this contest to get the reply back straight away here for the Dragons. As the kick comes in, it's just going to stay to the right there for McKenzie. He's now got 2 behinds to his name. And the Rangers defenders just need to smarten up a little bit. Just a few silly little free kicks and errors are proving quite costly for them at the moment, as they're going to try and work this one out of defence to Anderson, the last goal scorer in this game. He's doing a bit of everything. It's been an inspiring performance as he moves it on quickly to Ryan. Been told to play on here. A lot of that ball use throughout the game's been on this outer wing here at RSEA Park, and I believe that's actually gone out of bounds on the full, so a costly turnover, and the Dragons will go back inside. 2-on-1 out the back. Couldn't hold on to it, was Luda White. It was a good effort in the end. Off to Ashcroft looking for his third as he snaps that one through for a minor score. Very dangerous around goals. Here's Ashcroft. Dragons now. So the Rangers now trying to get this one out. Beautiful mark. From Smith over to Anderson. Handball now over the top to Spencer. Beautiful ball movement off to Hyder. Now they're back inside forward 50 in the kick. Was to no advantage. Easily picked off. They'll go through the middle. Beautiful vision to find Dolan. He'll work this one out through hand. Going right up the guts are the Dragons. Back to Ashcroft. He'll just chip this one over the top to Rosines, who's got a contest in the forward pocket. It was a good spoil in the end. No, it was a chop of the arms. And another free kick given away inside forward 50. It's going to be Archie Ludewijk, who's got 1 goal, 1 so far. Both of his set shots have been from quite far out in a similar angle to this one. A little bit closer. So Archie Ludewijk coming from the East Sandringham Rovers. Part of the Vic Metro under-18 squad as a bottom ager he is. He's got 1 goal, 1 in this contest. He's a lovely shot on goal, but that one wasn't his best effort. As Sandringham have now got 3 behinds so far in this quarter. Just couldn't hold on to the mark. It's going to be a push after the play, so a little fortuitous there for the Rangers. That one nearly was going to come straight back into play. And they'll use it on this favourable outer wing at RSEA Park. Big doubleheader here on Community TV. The grand final replay of last year. Of course, Sandringham won that game. Ashcroft through hands finds an option in Fanning, who's on debut today. Bit of a clanger there as he turns it over. It's being played between the 2 arcs at the moment. Nearly an unrealistic attempt. And it is, so it'll be coming back. He's going to give it to Anderson, who's running past. Umpire's found a free kick here. I believe it's going to be a downfield decision. And it looks like it's going to be McLean to have a shot right in the goal square. So he'll be able to send this one through for his second, and the first 2 goals of the second half going the way of the Rangers as they get around him. McLean with his second. As the downfield free kick, wasn't 100% sure on what exactly transpired there. But it was Adrian Cole that I believe gave away the free kick. Just allowing the Rangers to have a very easy set shot in front of the sticks. Back into the centre circle now. Houghton to Reed. Been lovely through hand. Just got a little feather on there, and he's done beautifully, has Gamble. Good defensive pressure. Doveston just left the footy behind him on the deck. Gives it right to his opponent. Houghton taken high. Taj Houghton broke onto the scene last week with 4 goals. Sandringham looking for their first here. Reed is unable to hold on to that one. Maybe lucky not to be paid there. Doveston clearing kick. They've got the numbers. The cavalry does come. Maybe a bit of a throw there. Oliver to Houghton. As that kick's just going to stay in here for Reed. Back inboard to Houghton. And that is excellent football there from the Dragons. It was a downfield free kick anyway. Here's Armstrong, who's got 2 goals in this contest. His first 2 were directly in front of goal. This one's going to certainly test out his accuracy. So they've had a few shots from this pocket this term. As Armstrong comes in onto the favourable left side. Ends up setting it up, has a few goes at it. Unlucky. He had 3 juggling attempts at it, just couldn't hold on to the mark. Still in a dangerous spot here for the Dragons, who once again are able to get a goal through some lacklustre defence. That's 3 times we've now seen the defenders just unable to kill that ball over the line. And Sandringham are on the board now in the second half. They've been their own worst enemy so far in this one, the Rangers in defence. That was Josh Dolan who got that goal. That was his second. .23 points now the lead for the Dragons. Reid out of the middle, just got a handball away. The kick as he was falling to ground. Cantwell went for the fist and it worked out as the ball just falls here to Kennedy. Off to Houghton, who's just kept his composure well, and a beautifully weighted ball to find his target in Rosines. And Sandringham just starting to lift here in this second half. After the Rangers got the first 2, they're looking to get their second here. Good vision into the pocket. What can he do with it? Back inboard to Ashcroft. Can he get past one? Manages to keep it in. Back inboards. Picked off nicely. Rangers defenders worked out his. Murray's taking the mark. Christian Murray's has got 3 goals for the Rangers in this one. A little bit of 1, 2, 3 action to Smiley. Gives it to a teammate under a lot of pressure there in Kafiso. But he did find Doveston. 3-on-1 once again. The cavalry comes. Oliver, well done. Through hand. And once again the Dragons come launching through the middle. Coming off the boot now of Hoffman. He's got Ashcroft in a 1-on-1 contest. Fantastic mark there. Strong body. He didn't have the height advantage, Ashcroft, but it didn't matter in the end. So it'll be Levi Ashcroft looking for his second goal. He got one in the opening quarter. Father-son prospect is Levi Ashcroft. Potential top 5 draft pick next year, looking for his second. The kick comes in after a beautiful mark. Might not have the journey this time. It was able to be punched away for a minor score. 9 goals 9 are the Dragons now. So they've been a little inaccurate. Or that could be costly. It might work out. It did well in the end. Did Magone. Big pack of players. Haven't had too many stoppages in this second half. That certainly will be one of them. Back into play. Anderson gets his hands on it. Just kicked off the deck there from Kafiso, trying to run onto his own ball, wrapped up in a tackle. Rosines just not allowing Kafiso to run onto that one. And they'll ball this one up. Smilly pushed out of the contest, or potentially take it a bit high there. Ball spills out the back. Push in the back being given. And just another costly free kick here. They've got a man in the centre circle, doesn't elect to use him. He's got a few 1-on-1s inside forward 50. Although the defenders come, he's able to take a big run out the back. In the end, He should have been able to hold on to that mark. Oh, beautifully read here. This is Linda, the vice-captain, back inside forward 50 to Taj Houghton. He's just so hard to tackle, is Houghton. He gives the handball to Armstrong under a lot of pressure, gets the footy back. He's still able to get the possession away. Back inside are the Dragons, the Rangers defenders, with a lot of work to be done holding the ball. Josh Smiley, who's turned that one over, going back with the flight, taking a good interception. Moves it on quickly to Dolan. Dolan's got 2 goals in this one. Beautiful vision to find Reid. He's just going to play on and launch that one through, and he's missed pretty badly in the end. And another minor score here in this second half for the Dragons, who really, they could have kicked away, you would have thought, but the Rangers are just hanging in there at the moment. It's a lovely ball to find Doveston. He's going to play on. He loves to do so. Great kick. Holding on to the mark was McLean. It was a sliding effort. They've managed to get some good territory here. Have the Rangers. Kirkwood Scott unable to hold on to it. Could result in an open goal here for the Rangers. It certainly is. As kicking that one through is Galsteins. So the Rangers able to transition that ball quite quickly, thanks to some good efforts from Doveston, who then found McLean. Kirkwood Scott unable to hold on to the mark, and Galsteins was able to reap the rewards and run onto a pretty easy open goal out the back of the plate. So 19 points the Dragons lead by. They led by 26 at half-time. Anderson, great tackle once again. He's done that a few times today, just able to get the football back. Here is Linda. Handball over the top to Fanning, who's making his debut today for the Dragons. He's had some good moments in defence. He's got an option in the pocket. He elects to go to the 2 tall Timbers. No one was able to get their hands on it. And here come the Dragons once again. Lovely ball over the top. He's got a player streaming in towards goal is Archie Ludewijk. He's also got Taj Houghton. Elects not to go to either of them. And it's worked out nicely. Is Harry Armstrong taking the mark. Armstrong has got 2 goals. As I mentioned, both of those goals in the second quarter coming directly in front of goals, as he was able to rove it and soccer it through. This will be a set shot from 50 metres out, tight angle. Looking for his 3rd goal here. Armstrong just improves that angle. That's a lovely kick of the ball. Does it have the journey? It doesn't. The coaches would have been quite nervous for the Rangers, but they were able to see that one over for a rush behind. The kick looked good, just didn't quite have the journey. It did Armstrong. Moves it on quickly. They've just really struggled to bring the ball out of defence throughout the day as Kennedy's taken the mark here. Kennedy got the opening goal for the Dragons in this one. Fisted away from Anderson. At 7 minutes to play till 3/4 time. Still anyone's game, although the Dragons have certainly got the ascendancy in the big Coates League doubleheader here on Community TV. Houghton left the ball as it spills out towards the boundary. He never really had disposal of the ball. Unlucky not to be rewarded with a free kick. Excellently evaded there. Back in board to find Salzberger. He goes towards full forward. Looks like both players had a hand on it, but the mark's being paid in the end to believe that's Bailey McKenzie. It is so. So Bailey McKenzie has got 2 behinds. This one, straight in front of goals, about a 30-metre kick. Should be no problems here for McKenzie as he squeezed it home. He has. Only just, but the Dragons take that lead back to 26 points. As Bailey McKenzie finally gets one through. A well-deserved goal. He's been very lively in the forward line. Has McKenzie. So he's got 1 goal, 2 for the day. He had 2 goals, 3 last week. He missed out on the squad last year, did McKenzie. He worked hard in the off-season, came back, and he's shown exactly why he should have been rewarded a spot on this fantastic Dragons list. He's back in the middle. Free kick for holding. And once again, undisciplined acts allowing forward entries here. Well, the umpire looked like he was thinking about giving that one a push. It was a hot ball there as it just slipped through the hands of Ryan. Mooney, he's able to clean it up, although nice bit of pressure applied. Smiley just got a kick away. Back into the middle of the ground. Smiley gets it back. Has to move it off very quickly. Off to Gamble, who's got an open goal square. He'll just launch this one. Will it bounce through? It won't. That would have brought the house down if he was able to get that one through. He's got a big launching foot there, does Gamble. Unfortunately, just didn't have the accuracy. And the Dragons, with about 4 minutes to play here, will try to take it out. Gamble, who just missed that last shot, taking the interception back in boards, and he's turned it over to Oliver. Just needed a bit more on that kick. They had the numbers, did the Rangers. Just needed a little bit more vertical on that. Taking the mark here is Galsteins. Who got the last goal for the Rangers. Oh, a bit of friendly fire there, but it's going to work out as Kafiso with the snapping shot in towards goal. Wright was able to see that one over the line for a Panji throw in. Deep inside the forward pocket here. 3.5 minutes to play till three-quarter time. You'd think if the Rangers are going to make a surge in the last quarter, they've got to sneak one through before the final break. Finlay outbodied his opponent. A few bumps applied. Galstein's involved in the play. Reed laying the tackle. Umpire lingers around and we'll have a stoppage. So both teams winning their first 2 games of the 2024 season. Sandringham sitting first on the ladder. The Rangers sitting second. Shout out to the debutants today for the Eastern Rangers. Mason Porter, and then for Sandringham, Samuel Fanning and Xavier Bammett. Dragons able to repel this one out. A little bit too much on the kick. Beautifully worked out from Chambers. That was a picture-perfect kick there to find Gamble, who's been heavily involved the last few minutes, but that kick, just too much on it, and Kirkwood Scott was able to hang on to that one, moves it off quickly to Ashcroft. Now they've got plenty of numbers here on the outer wing. Here's Reed. They're just chipping this one around too easily at the moment. Buck, he'll go over the top to find Sears. He's going to play on, draw the player in. Terrible handball. In the end, the clearing kick comes from Baldwin. Oh, fantastic grab there from the captain. Finlay taking a very strong mark there in towards the centre circle. Slips through the hands. Too much on the handball. Tapped forward. Once again, the Dragons have just got all the answers in this one. Handball back. Some good pressure from the Rangers. The Dragons just showing their class and composure as they'll work it out to the broadcast wing here at RSEA Park. Travers now. He's got a bit of time to have a think, look inside. As it just fell through the hands of everyone there. Here's Salzberger into the pocket. They've been using that one throughout this quarter. In the end, it was fisted away from Baldwin. Just under a minute to play here till three-quarter time. Cannot concede another goal. Can the Rangers? It's already going to be tough to come back from this one. 45 seconds. Anderson. He's been excellent. That kick's going to come straight back in. The debutant taking the mark here. Surely that's play on. Umpire says it was the required journey. About 25 seconds now. And he's picked off Anderson, who can hold on to that mark. Probably not enough time for the Rangers to be able to score. Trying to run onto it here, just kept it in. He doesn't have any options forward, so he has to go back. Did well in the end. Right on the siren. Oh, he just drops the mark there. That could have been the moment there for the Rangers, but he couldn't hold on to a relatively easy mark, and that is the end of the third quarter. Sandringham, 10-11-71, leading the Eastern Rangers, 7-4-46. We'll have a short break here on Community TV before we take you right up to the final quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to Community TV's coverage of the 2024 Coates Talent League season. It's three-quarter time here at RSEA Park, and the Sandringham Dragons hold a 25-point lead over the Eastern Rangers with 1 quarter to play. In the third quarter, Sandringham kicked 1 goal 6, as they probably could have put that game away. Well, the Rangers kicked 3 goals 1 in the third quarter. The goal scorers for the Dragons: singles to Kennedy, Ludwig, Ashcroft, Reid, Sears and McKenzie, and then 2 goals apiece to Josh Dolan and Harry Armstrong. For the Rangers, Anderson with a single, McLean with 2, and Christian Moraes has got 3. As we're moments away now from this last quarter, a lot of work to do for the Rangers as they'll be going to the right of your dial. With Sandringham going to the left, which is seemingly being the scoring end throughout the first 3 quarters of this one. Of course, at the conclusion of this game, the girls will open their 2024 season. My name is Austin Kruger, here on Community TV for the Coates Talent League Match of the Round. Of course, the Match of the Round each week can be exclusively streamed on the Herald Sun, thanks to News Corp Australia, and all other games can be watched on the Coates Talent League app as we're underway for the last quarter now. Finlay doing the ruck work here for the Dragons. We've had an excellent third quarter. A bit of push and shove happening around the plate. These two teams have got plenty of history together. Of course, the grand final replay of last year is Anderson tried to get a kick away. And it's going to be a holding free kick. Advantage has been paid. I thought the umpire called advantage, but in the end it will be brought back to Anderson, who kicked that excellent goal to open up the third quarter. They'll launch him inside, try to get underway here. If there any chance the Rangers, they've got to get the first goal of this quarter. Reid. Nice handball over the top. Runs. That's got to be holding the ball. Anderson once again. That's about the 4th time he's done that today with a great chase down tackle. The kick wasn't his greatest though, as Reid was able to... Cole was able to take that one off, and he kicks it to Reid, who moves it on very quickly to find Dolan over the top. The Dragons quite easily been able to get it all the way back onto their side. The kick into the pocket, across the grass. Ashcroft in a 1-on-1. Happy to see it over was Gamble. We'll have a boundary throw in inside the Dragons forward 50 here. Pretty good conditions today here at RSEA Park. There's not too much wind. It is favouring this left side just a little bit. Reid roved it well. Doveston barrels that one away. We've got the numbers here, the Dragons. Tried to get past a couple. It'll be interesting to see the umpire sees it, holding the ball. Good call. He took on one, got laid in the second tackle, and just letting him know about it as well. Can the Rangers build off this? Beautifully roved down, and the flying shot towards goal, and the wind just takes that one out of bounds on the full. It was Jack Ryan who had the kick. Probably a little bit more time to run that one in. And the Dragons, Doveston getting his hand on it. Snapping shot towards goal. That's going to bounce through. And the first of the last quarter going the way of the Rangers, thanks to a little spoil from Doveston. Just allowing Hyder to run onto that one. Just put it straight onto the boot. The goal umpire barely had to move. That's exactly what the doctor ordered here for the Rangers, as Hyder gets his first. Jordan Hyder had 2 goals 3 last week, including the first goal of the game versus the Northern Knights. So he's got 3 goals for the season now, does Hyder. Through 17 games last year, and they had the 6 goals, so he's certainly coming along as a player. As Anderson was ridden into the ground there. Yes, umpire. We'll just throw this one back up. Smiley through hands, finds Cantwell, just gets past, finds Doveston, who's seemingly playing a bit more of a role in the middle of the ground, and it's working out for them. as the Rangers, their forward 50 entries have really been letting them down throughout the day, as Hoffman was able to take that one pretty much uncontested. And goes across the face. Off to Reed. Just got to take him with a little push as well. It's a lovely ball back inside to find the debutant, Xavier Bammett. Oh, great effort there from Spoil from McGowan. And then as he was diving to the grass, he was able to hold on to it. He's got a bit of time and space now. Into full forward. A little bit too much on the kick. Can they rove this one? A smart little tap out the back of the play there. The Dragons' defenders have been good throughout the day. Armstrong taking a mark. They've been able to get it out of their defensive end pretty easily throughout the day. Although this one couldn't hold on to the mark. He'll give the handball back in boards to Anderson. It was a hot ball. He comes in, applies a big bump on Armstrong, but he held his ground, was able to continue the play. Anderson wrapped up from Armstrong, just got the handball away, back inside. The kick, unable to hold on to the mark, was Cole. Trying to get this ball out. Umpire lets it go for a little bit. In the end, we'll have a stoppage. Inside forward 50 here for the Rangers. 19 points the margin. Doing the ruck work was right. And backs it up with a tackle there. And we'll restart play. Finlay this time winning the tap. Is that going to be holding the ball? Jack Ryan laid the tackle off to Anderson. It's a high up and under in towards the goal square. In the end, it's going to be out of bounds on the full. So taking the kick in will be Adrian Cole, vice captain of this side, also part of St Kilda's Next Gen Academy. He's got Dolan uncontested. It looks like he may have had both feet out as he took the mark. Wow, Anderson again. How good has this man been? Another chase down tackle. Is that going to be 50 metres? Yes, it is. This could be what they needed here, the Rangers. That's the kind of efforts that really gets a team going. I'm thoroughly impressed with Cody Anderson's game. It's his third season at the Rangers. He's just such a physical player. And he's really been keeping this team within an arm's length all game. He's going to launch this one. Does he have the journey to the top of the square? Anderson gives it to the crowd. As he should. He slots his second. What a performance we are seeing. He's just willing his team on here. Here's Anderson. We saw his goal in the third quarter. The degree of difficulty was immense on that one. This time he gets the chase down tackle. 50 metres awarded to him. And all of a sudden, the Rangers are right back in this one. 13 points is the margin. Rangers looking for a bit of payback from last year. As we'll go back to the middle here at RSEA Park. And this game has just gone up a notch here. Anderson once again, although he's turned that one over. Sam Linder booted that one back in. Couldn't hold on to the mark there. He just waits. Gives it to the players streaming past in Baldwin. Well worked out. Taking the mark is Muir. A little fumbly, just running past the football. Muir lost his footing. Players trying to get this one out. In the end, they do. Moraes. Beautiful kick. Even better mark from right. He'll play on, wheel and go into the goal square. One-on-one option. I believe that's Doveston who's made the move down forward. As the ball just hits the deck here, under a lot of pressure now are the Dragons, although they've done this nicely. Finding the target here in Collins. Fantastic spoil there. Good effort from Cantwell. It was a 2-on-1. Made it look easy in the end. It's just those little things that they've been able to really lift here in this last quarter for the Rangers. Just making those extra efforts, getting to the contest, working and willing themselves back into this game. Hoisted back in. 80 from home for the Rangers. He's been wrapped up. He somehow got the handball out to Moraes. In towards full forward. Nice fist from behind. Doveston has been taken high and he'll have a set shot. Big moment here for Lockie Doveston. He spent most of the first 3 quarters in a more defensive role. They've shifted him up in this last quarter and he's having quite the impact. Here's Doveston. Had 22 disposals against the Knights last week. All-Australian selection at under 16 level. As the crowd goes silent here, as Doveston comes in to bring it under 10 points, and Doveston hits the post. Oh. The Sandringham fans could just have a quick breath there. As Doveston hitting the woodwork. It's a 2-goal. Oh, great mark here from Armstrong. What a game he's had. 2 goals. He's now starting to work himself up the ground and providing a good option to get them out of trouble. Looks like he's just going to... Looked like he was going to go down the line. Pulled the kick at the last second. It worked out through hand. He's got Houghton streaming past him now. Downfield free kick. The mark was made anyway from Archie Ludewijk. He's got 1 goal, 2 so far in this one. He's just going to set that one in towards full forward. Spoiled away for a boundary throw in. Just over 10 minutes played now in this last term. The Rangers have got the first 2 goals of this last quarter. And are seriously starting to press. No wonder this was selected as match of the round. That's going to be a free kick. Downfield. There's a bit of deliberation happening in the middle of the ground. So I believe as we're just waiting to see here. So it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Dragons. I think it was an off the play free kick. Not 100% sure what it was awarded for, but nonetheless it'll be Armstrong. It looks like he's confident in having the set shot here to push that lead back out to 3 goals. As Armstrong comes in, it'll be about a 55-metre roost if he's able to get it through. This is to the left. He certainly had the wheels on him. Might be a bit early to be calling that one a handy point as they push the lead back out to 13 points to the Dragons. The Rangers now quickly work this one out back in towards their end. Fist from behind from Bannett didn't quite work. Handball over the top. A good effort in the end from Oliver. Not allowing that play to continue for the Rangers, but we will have a boundary throw in favour of the Rangers territory. As we're about at the halfway stage of this last quarter. Here on Community TV, the girls will be going at it next at 1:30. Worked out. Armstrong, once again, his marking ability has been on full display in this last quarter. You could just hear some of the coaches from Sandringham just yelling out, take your time here. Take as many seconds as you can off the clock. And try slot your third. So Armstrong. This could nearly put the game away. He's part of the Vic Metro under-18 squad. He had a shot only about a minute and a half ago, did Harry Armstrong for his third of the day. The goal umpire signals are behind. So Armstrong, who had 2 goals in the second quarter directly in front of goal, he's had 3 set shots since then that have all missed. And the Rangers just allowing to stay in this game. Anderson keeps it in beautifully. He just had to stop and prop there. He just was holding onto the arm there. The umpire says play on. Worked out. Kafiso gave the handball away. Just thumped forward. Here's Mooney. Can he get a clean look at the ball? Coming in was Porter laying a tackle. Through hands go the Dragons. Hoffman. He's been excellent coming off half back. Goes across the face of goal. Over to Travers. Off to Bammett. With a sliding effort to hold on to that mark. In towards the middle of the ground to find Nathaniel Salzberger. Works it through hand. He's got an option over the top and he'll use it. Well-weighted ball into the pocket. He's just saying to the forwards, run at me. Oh, how was that kick? That was sensational. From the pocket into the goal square to find Ludewijk. And it does not get much better than that. So it'll be Archie Ludewijk. Directly in front of goals here. Could put the game away. He's had a few misses. This one directly in front. Oh, it was close, but he squeezed it home, barely. By the hair on his chin, was Ludewijk able to get that one through for his second. And that could be enough now for the Dragons. $20 points, the lead pushed back out to. And a well-needed goal just to stop the momentum now. Just under 10 minutes to play. Back in the middle. Muir doing the ruck work, trying to get his own footy. Making the ball his own was Oliver. Anderson giving away the free kick. Advantage has been called play on, and the Dragons, they'll go back inside. McKenzie was the target, not enough on the kick. Didn't quite have disposal of it. Through hand under a lot of pressure and turned it over. Dolan now, he's already got 2. He just stops and props back inside to Armstrong. Just couldn't hold on to it. He's got 2 to beat. He's done it very well in the end. As Doveston, who's gone back into defence. On the broadcast wing. Kirkwood Scott with a big bump. Was in the passage of play, says the umpire. I reckon that was the right call. And taking the mark here is Sam Buck. Maybe a little push there. Onto Gamble. Eventually spoiled over for a boundary throw in. 17 minutes and change now gone in this last term. 20 points the Dragons lead by, just holding on. As it's been thrown back in now. Just thumped away. Buck. Had one go at it, got it on the second attempt. Now over to Oliver. Onto that lethal left foot, has a running jump at it. It was a 2-on-1. He did well in the end to bring it to ground. Doveston nearly chased down. Through hand, finds Barker. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Blocking free kick. Going the way of Hyder. They've got to go, and they've got to go quickly, do the Rangers. They don't have much time left. 7 minutes to be exact. There's a sea of Dragons jerseys around it. Anderson gets past one. Handball back in, ball to Ryan. Was under a lot of pressure. Anderson gets the ball back, was dispossessed from Oliver. He might be pinned here. In the end, we'll have a stoppage. Reid Hacks that one away. Had to wait under it for a little while. It was Kafiso. In the end, he's taken the mark. This could be a collision. In the end, it was held on to, played on straight away. Can he hold on to the mark? He can. It'll be Christian Moraes, who's got 3 goals already. He's going to have to not go through the regular set shot routine, as there's not much time on the clock. Moraes straight in front just to keep the Rangers in it, and he's missed to the right. And you would think if the Rangers were a chance to come back in that one, Moraes would have had to slot it. So the Dragons, just once again, they've just been able to find targets coming out of defence quite easily throughout the day. Here's Ashcroft, who we haven't seen too much of in the second half, although his first half was quite strong. And he goes across the face to the vice-captain in Cole. He's got Ashcroft back in board. Elects not to use him. He's got a player down the line. And they've got the numbers as well. McKenzie brought it to ground. Lays a nice tackle as well. Good second effort. Been very impressed with McKenzie's game today, as we've just tipped over the 20-minute mark here. Muir winning the tap down. Handball to Anderson, to Ryan. Ashcroft laying a tackle there. We'll have a stoppage. Looks like Sandringham will move to 3-0 on the season. They've been very impressive, have the Dragons. As Moraes in towards goal. It's just going to stay in, only momentarily. It was taken over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in with 4 minutes to play now. It's been a good second half effort from the Rangers. Just you've got to take it back to that second quarter where Sandringham was able to pile on 5 goals. That was really the game winner. Taken without the ball, and it was high. Might just be a bit of a consolidation goal on the way here. It'll be Jackson Mooney. He'll come in, wastes absolutely no time. I think that's just dinged off the post, has it? It has. So they've had their opportunities, the Rangers, here in the last term. They got the first 2 of this last quarter, and it looks like they might just be able to carry that momentum on. The Dragons should be able to hold on to this one. Has that been touched over the line? No, it's going to be out of bounds on the full. Back in board to Smiley. He's just going to play on straight away into goals. It's a major there for Smiley, but it's going to be a bit too little too late in the end, you would think. So it's an even 2-goal lead at the moment with 2.5 minutes to play. As they say, a goal a minute is the equation at this stage of a game. They're going to have to make very quick work of it, other Rangers, if they want to try even this game up. In the middle, Finlay, tap down, straight to Smiley, meant to tackle. It'll be thrown back up right where it started. Ashcroft with the clearance inside forward 50 now. The Dragons just taken back out. Lovely kick to find Reid. He's got a player open in the pocket if he can find him. Doesn't use him. Can just take some valuable seconds off the clock. Reid, he'll play on. Into the goal square he goes. Over the top there. Through a few sets of hands, and Houghton. There we go. Game, set and match for the Dragons. They'll move to 3-0 on the season. Taj Houghton with his first of the morning, who continues his fantastic 2024 season. A well-deserved goal for Houghton. Is that another impressive performance here? He's led the disposal count 2 weeks in a row, has Taj Houghton. He'll be right up there once again. $18 points. So this lead has really just stayed around that mark. It was all even at the end of the first quarter. Then Sandringham in the second was able to kick 5 goals to 1 as Moraes goes with a handball over the top to Ryan. Just pulled the kick at the last minute, couldn't hold on to the mark. Kirkwood Scott involved, just keeping that ball moving forward, trying to get it out of the danger zone. Was taken without the footy. Umpire says play on. Doveston trying to get in and around it. Once again worked out from the Dragons. Here's Rosines. Back inside forward 50. There's not much time left on the clock. Can they sneak another one here? Here's Buck. He's going to kick that one into the goal square. And a bit of icing on top of the cake here as Archie Ludewijk has taken the mark and will have a set shot. Looking for his 3rd goal and to stretch that winning margin out to 24 points. So Archie Ludewijk, he comes in looking for his 3rd goal. And he's just missed it, but it's not going to matter in the end as Sandringham win this one to the tune of 19 points and move to 3-0 on the season. They've won the grand final replay. The Rangers couldn't get the payback that they were after. As we have a look at the goal scorers for this one, for the Dragons, singles to Kennedy, Ashcroft, Reid, Sears, Houghton and McKenzie, and then 2 goals to Dolan and Armstrong. For the Rangers, 3 goals to Moraes, 2 to McLean, 2 to Anderson, and then singles to Hyder and Smiley. So that is our first game all done and dusted here on Community TV as a part of our big doubleheader. We'll have a short break before we take you in for the first game of the season for the girls' competition for the Dragons and Eastern Rangers. My name's Austin Kruger. I'll be back shortly to take you right up into our next game.